or my you would also a war akudi munsem kai say na what we NDC amanyo kono womo constituency elections on me find people be party in constituency level no so na what we Saturday and Sunday and as usual Dome-Kwabenya constituency no so eka ho on meto ho no Sunday the forecourt of Atomic Park and not the forecourt Atomic Park ankasa no meye omo delegate conference no constituency level no na do na eyometi say omo be contest about the chairmanship position about no vice chairman about executive member position about treasurer about youth organizer women organizer deputy communication but kwa iya pa ubia ehwenim communication officer position no but deputy also and also acquire tari in fact a nipa 2 and a contested say position no Dome-Kwabenya constituency the incumbent and the new, should I say the new kid on the block well you feel nipa oni ya na waha every Thursday you say retreat komo afa Ghana ho MAKAFUI KLUTSEY or call for deputy communication officer position or ha edan opinion in military komo Kafui.
Yes sir.
Say
na
because we are
speaking
never try Nancy as you watch a campaign
in Yabre a campaign why we need TNT since I think for like 3 weeks now no we've been on the grounds
and for almost 2 months you won't be here.
Yeah, before then, no, not yet. To Tonyama say,
okay,
we will start the campaign proper, you know.
Saturday, Sunday.
Yes, Sunday is the D-Day.
The D-Day is a day of reckoning.
Yes, yes.
But why communication officer, deputy?
So after the 2020 elections, no, Metinasi will say, yet me etusunya maybe anka Dome-Kwabenya anka because your 2020 elections are brought na MPP candidates no she was nowhere to be found throughout the campaign now only her na me one thing I realized say we could have improved upon communication in the constituency with respect to the NDC communication in the constituency. There are lots of problems in Dome-Kwabenya. Akwa say yeah, you NDC na you Dome-Kwabenya no. Fair and I say nyama na ekoso no we don't have any problems with those issues that are going on in the constituency. You know, Dome-Kwabenya as a constituency, you know, one of the constituencies that far has the poorest road networks. You know, the adjoining roads within the communities, you know, very poor and all that. Now you go to certain places that you know, like Driver, for instance, you know, they have serious issues with water, potable drinking water, and all of those things. And you know, over the years, no, I think say the NDC in Dome-Kwabenya no, has not been able to tell the people what the problems are and why they are the better party they should vote for to solve those problems for them. So, me also say, when the constituency, you know, elections come up, no, I would take up forms and then, you know, play an active role in that sector so that we can all help to put the NDC message out there and let the people of Dome-Kwabenya understand that yeah, NDC na solve we understand the problems of Dome-Kwabenya. No menya yemu GDA say yeah na bit ma solve those problems for them. Yes, so it's basically that.
Obika say contested a positioner incumbent na as a Edie Nejuma and so any. Mami use a clear example. Oba NDC and also call NDC. Yati say me use national as an example. National positions no in Gofobri actual position person contest. One area obia enka wansem ye. Obia enka wansem and opeka dey enka wansem the national communication officer position. Obia, me who obia be declare say or contest say position. Clearly we only know say Samiji Fipena a contest for that position. So coming to all contested that position, and you are in this contest with the incumbent deputy. Is it because the Juma and so any? It's in our contest and
Meka say ejuma no de obetimi aye na waye no anka obi foforo anka obetimi bi aka wanka me ehye so anka obeye ebia gana hondin ebetimi edu na waye no but me from where I sit no na me say it's not been enough to actually get people to understand say the NDC is the party that can lead Dome-Kwabenya and solve the problems in Dome-Kwabenya, So I cannot sit here and say that Nejuma and so ni and say. I think say ebiana ne capacity no. That is his capacity. Wapem. Inti no. Pem na wapem no. And like some of us, we think that we can do better and then help in that area.
Then I would back as the deputy communication officer to Obama one day and I would back a communication wing of the party.
Like I said, Dome-Kwabenya since 2004 and NDC ya try akwa bibi ewo ho nti every now and again ya kwa na yakakope a number of votes na abefi but this time round no going around the constituency and speaking to delegates no timun say obi an can also say the 2024 elections no come what may we need to make history in Dome-Kwabenya and I've said that if you want to make that history in Dome-Kwabenya no then we need to make the people of Dome-Kwabenya because any NDC form can better abanama we need to sell our message to the people and let them understand that what better policies I bit must solve the problems in Dome-Kwabenya. So what I've said is that we have 355 branches in Dome-Kwabenya, and in each of all of the branches, your communication officers. But when you go around and ask the communication officers, say, what have you been doing with your route? A lot of them have just been reduced to WhatsApp administrators. Omejuma esi wa WhatsApp. Until meeting, normal texting. This normal text. But I don't believe say in the estimation of the party, sana party needs to say the amount say Jumana wabe. The amount the communication officer no with Jumana so be WhatsApp administrator. I think say they are also here going forward and say we need to bring all of our branch communicators together under a very formidable umbrella. Ebiani pana or DNM no really understands the job and really understands how to carry them along. So we would empower our branch communicators to go around their local areas where they live and look out for the stories that we can put out there to project Dome-Kwabenya and make people understand that the MP that we've had since 2000 or the MPs that we've had since 2004 have not really been able to solve the problems in Dome-Kwabenya. And we as the NDC you be position ama Dome-Kwabenya for as say yen bit ma solve those problems for them. Now say ayan is up hard there, then 2024 elections about the same old story. Ma try ma any biom. But speaking to the delegates, they don't want those stories again, those ma try ma things again. So the first thing we have to do is say you build a vibrant communication front and a vibrant communication bureau for Dome-Kwabenya. And it will not only be the members of the communication bureau will not only be the branch communicators. We have serial callers that we can identify and put them in. Even to the point where we can even put in market women who are in their marketplaces and have, are blessed with the luxury of language to speak to people and also get people to buy into the NDC message and then the NDC policy. So imagine that we have somebody dedicated to communicating in the market, in the Zongo communities. Even say me, ebi amit semit bi kan was akrampo a means me enka Hausa kasa no enche nsema se to say obi a ye de sa kasa ne twa ne fruma enti no say the Zongo communities no we need to get people there who are still talking about the NDC message there. So our branch, the communication bureau that we want to build for Dome-Kwabenya no will not be a communication bureau for just people who come and sit on TV and radio and things like that. People who are touching base with a larger number of people on a daily basis.
And Osha, I know na Elaki or constituency.
Yes, I think that is what it's like.
And I won't call for the main position, Ankasa.
My name, and I would mention his name here, Mustafa Haj. He's going or call for the substantive position now. My name is and I had to drink, and I realized we share the same vision and we share the same, aspirations for Dome-Kwabenya. So, getting him and I to work together to achieve this, no, I don't think it will be a problem. I don't think it will be a problem. And it doesn't matter, say, me na me a deputy and I don't know a boss. He's someone I think he's willing to cooperate, and I'm also very much willing to cooperate and work together so that we can all, achieve this vision that we have. And then going back to the things that we want to do, no, we want to have something like a Dome-Kwabenya TV. That is so that when a branch communicator identifies a story there out somewhere, we can quickly pick our cameras from the office and go and cover that story before the media houses will come in. The third thing is that we've lived in the constituency for 4 years, and our communication bureau has not even held a single press conference. We were in our constituency when the current MP, Honorable Sir Adrasa, for the say, community day school now, John Mahama see, on lobby from World Bank. And Ombesi is community day school in my the district hospital in the Ghana East Municipal Hospital, for instance. We yatsna constituency in Yumapama, John Mahama ayeni nano. Yintimi tons in Yumapana and Chen Dome-Kwabenya for say, yen NDC na yes in Yumani na. Ama Tisiano and before na claiming credit for all of those works. And we want to have regular press conferences, discuss the issues and lead the discussion in Dome-Kwabenya. That's what we want to do. The third thing is that we want to make the party visible in Dome-Kwabenya. Then Kofi will say, a party like NDC is in Dome-Kwabenya. A drive from Abokobi to the last polling station in, let's say, at Mile 7. That is the West African Decor polling stations. You take a drive from, and you cannot count more than 10 signposts of the NDC. You cannot count more than 10 signposts of the NDC. So we have said, and together with our chairman Hofo, Mr. Nitaki, he has said, we need to advertise our party because there's something that I can say, even Kisopa, a whole answer no more still a Kisopa advert. Now I didn't see na yet Dome-Kwabenya, didn't mean any NDC advert. And we need to make the party visible. So he has said, we want to, provide signposts for all the 18 wards, electoral areas, by friend wards, for all the 18 wards in Dome-Kwabenya. So, for instance, you mount a signpost at somewhere near National Democratic Congress, Dome-Kwabenya constituency, Abokobi ward, near the ward coordinator number 2. And so be trim na say ABR or say ohun signboard now be coordinator me trim na me hu signboard dan pese mo join party no mo ye meetings for him ye ko agboba some time ago na obi share this experience with us say mo mount a signboard wall or mo junction so sada na the next meeting 4 people and a bar are meeting because of signboard on mo mountain. You see, so if you are making the party visible in the constituency, in say NDC is in the constituency. NDC is a party to reckon with in the constituency. The fourth thing is that we need to have a working strategy going into the 2024 elections. So that we will not have to wait until 2024 election year before we are trying to know what we want to do. We need to have a working strategy so that every time and again, very frequently, as an activity to embark upon. And the people in the delegates or the members of the NDC in Dome-Kwabenya can measure our performance on a regular basis, And so, me that's what I want to say. We want to embark on something we call a radical political evangelism in Dome-Kwabenya. That we will come, or we would, the CEC or the communications bureau eventually led by Mustafa Haj and myself, and come with
I don't know, not a current the incumbent communication officer.
And I make
so what if the Nipa now can ask, and when we near, does it mean say all this, if ABR Nipa now will promote ASEAN where we need the contest now, the incumbent is retained, and then probably you also become the new deputy communication officer. It's like one shot policies are not a vision way one shot NDC.
Oh, a bit daddy. If only there is the willingness to cooperate. And I have said, I'm very much willing to cooperate and work with people, because irrespective of the one who wins. But I sit here and I believe strongly, the person I am projecting will win. I believe strongly he will win. And I will also win. So we want to embark on what you call a radical political evangelism. Into your lead your branch communicators and also your branch executives into the homes of the people in their communities. Yeah, in 2024, and about a door-to-door kids will be now, you're going to the election. You best start your door-to-door right after we are elected as executives of Dome-Kwabenya, so that by 2024, we would have entered about 80% of the homes in Dome-Kwabenya and sold the message of the NDC to them. So we will come the Jehovah Witness style. Once in a Jehovah Witness, for one person, almost tight and even and yes, say bad. Into yes, we also eat me tight time for any NDC in sem. Because because now elections obian fight to me now and to say to Obama we asimisiana obentin. Into no say in sem albeka nipa no kasade na nipa nya omugidie say o party ne betima solve those problems in Dome-Kwabenya. So very four things that we've shared with the delegates. Now going around the constituency, the feedback has been very positive, and the encouragement has been very positive. Say we shouldn't give up. We should keep pushing. And I believe strongly, say from what we have seen, and the engagements that you're having, going around and talking to delegates, to have their confidence in us, I'm very confident. Come Sunday, the delegates of Dome-Kwabenya will make a very right decision, and when they come to the conference, and they are going to overwhelmingly, I am strongly believing that they are going to be overwhelmingly endorsing my candidature for deputy communication.
You share communication as a whole. Sometimes you find party communicators or core air, and it cuts across the political divide. Or core platforms or camp parties who discuss a political issue. I say some of them speak raw. They don't speak with facts, data, research, and say what are you going to do different so that communicators and even your serial callers when they call to join political discourse and discussion, they will say the correct things.
When it comes to communicating, you need to have your facts and your data right, because if you go out there and you are talking na uni or factor, it's like you are joking. It's like agobi naudi. But obi kasana or mao the necessary relevant facts and data to back whatever he's saying. People take him seriously. So not everybody, because if you look at how branch elections are conducted, I have had a lot of worries about how branch elections are conducted. Positions are filled most of the times. It's not as if people take the positions based on their competencies or their abilities to do their job. So what we can do quickly is say, for those people who can really be on TV and be on radio to speak for the party in Dome-Kwabenya, we can, quickly take them to the necessary training and then provide them with the facts and data as and when they are available or when they are available. So we would, this economic data and stuff like that, they usually 10 every month, every 3 months and things like that. So we need to have a platform that we can be sharing these data or these facts every now and again. The third thing, and that is very important for us to do, is say your communication bureau, we would have regular, training and workshops for them. And at these workshops, we would communicate what the new facts are, what the new data is speaking about, what the new GDP figures are, what the new debt to GDP figures are, and all of those things. So that when they go and appear on television or radio, or they are speaking, they've called into a show, they can give out the facts as it is. And so, we will make available these data every now and again. So it's a whole, we need to have the research committee as well, working very hand in hand with the communication bureau. Say every constituency is supposed to have a research committee. So we need to have the research committee working hand in hand with the communication bureau.
Now, currently you don't have a research committee.
I don't know if Dome-Kwabenya has a research committee. I don't know.
But for a position that you are contesting, you should know, say, these are the things that are already in place or not.
If they are in place, then I don't know. I don't know what the research committee is like. I don't know.
Okay.
So I'm saying that. So you also have a research committee. That can be working hand in hand with the communications bureau to provide the necessary data as and when they call on those, when our communicators or our officers call on those data. So it's a total plan, And one very nice thing the NDC did going into this election is all of us contesting, we filled our nomination forms online. Now, fill a nomination. The party asked us to provide them with our mission statements. Each candidate. So the party asked us that, but I that we need so I would be decided, Breno. What do you want to do? So we provided our mission statements to them before we were allowed we complete our nomination forms. So I think going into 2024, the party is serious about people who want to lead the party at any level, from the constituency up until national. And in my mission, for instance, I stated that to help to position the NDC as a party of choice that will win the elections, that will win the general elections in 2024. That is what I am practically preoccupied. My mind is practically preoccupied with. So anytime I go to bed or anytime I'm walking through the constituency, all I think about is that what can the NDC do right in Dome-Kwabenya so that we can make that history in 2024. For the 2024 elections, it's like a history-making elections for us in Dome-Kwabenya. And we cannot afford to fail the people of Dome-Kwabenya in 2024. The NDC cannot afford to fail the people of Dome-Kwabenya in 2024. And so we need to start doing certain things differently. And most importantly, we need to start doing things very, very, very rightly so that we can get the buy-in of the people of Dome-Kwabenya to understand that we in the NDC have the better policies to better their lives and actually change the fortunes of the constituency and elevate the constituency to where it is supposed to be. Because you see, you watch the news, there's almost nothing about Dome-Kwabenya until Adjo Asafo's absence. But we have lived with the absence of Adjo Asafo from time. We have lived with it. You elect Adjo Asafo and she's not available until the next elections. What has made it pronounced or what has made it popular now is that he has added parliaments to it.
No, okay.
So at least we in the constituency, we live with her absence, but at least we will know that, oh, she will go to parliament. But now or the parliament accounts, the parliament in their own kumpubium. Intina as a abe de pan, by end Dome-Kwabenya for the himself or not.
But what prevented your party from taking advantage with her absence to win the elections?
I can't sit here and speak for the executives of the party to understand why they have not done that. But if you sitting here realize that that is a, it's a lag, is a void we should have filled, then it behoves on the delegates to make the right choice on Sunday. Because if even you sitting here can say that, but why didn't we talk about that in the constituency? Because I didn't even hear of a press conference from our constituency saying that these are the issues in Dome-Kwabenya and Adjusafo is absent and making people know that she is not really serving the mandate that has been given to her, Because if you are not giving the people the reasons why they should kick her out, they will not kick her out. The Americans say if it isn't broken, don't fix it. So going into the election in 2024, what is broken? What have you told the people is broken? And what are you coming to fix? So we have to make the people believe that we are the party of choice. We are the party better placed to manage Dome-Kwabenya and serve their interests very well. And we can only do that if they know that we understand the problems in Dome-Kwabenya. If you don't do that, then they will have no confidence in us. And mind you, Dome-Kwabenya, I've always been saying that it's not a constituency where you're to Obama or say be executive or bit Matia or that's election year. No. You can't. If you do that to Dome-Kwabenya, you've done a great disservice to the constituency. Into year to Obama now what's a koda till election year. And some around that.
I live in the constituency, so I have a keen interest there. The party appreciated the vote in 2020 elections from 29,000 to 52,000. Don't you think the communication team played a major role?
From what I said, that appreciation of votes largely depended on the hard work of the parliamentary candidates we had.
That is a little interesting.
Yes, and not just her, but you see, when you are going into an election and you have a candidate who has shown that she is ready for the task, she's able to rally everybody along with her to know that she's not lazy. She's on the grounds. Imagine say like she's on the grounds every time. Everybody else will follow. So largely led by her hard work and then the very illustrious hard-working ward coordinators that we have. Some ward coordinators we have, who really also carried her into the wards, door to door, talking to people, interacting with people and all of that. And so you realize the campaign in 2020, in the 2020 elections, the door to door was massive. It was massive, So the communication wing of the party in Dome-Kwabenya throughout the elections, I didn't hear anything from them. Nobody was on any set talking about Dome-Kwabenya, whether the substantive or the deputy. Nobody.
Probably there are no TV stations or media houses in Dome-Kwabenya.
As a deputy, as the communication officer of the party in Dome-Kwabenya, you are a member of the regional communication team. You are a member of the regional communication team. And as a communication officer of Dome-Kwabenya, the largest constituency in Ghana, you are saying that you cannot, attract the interviews, you cannot attract the media into your constituency, then you have failed us. The largest constituency in Ghana, you need to be making the news. You need to be attracting, because it is a constituency of interest to many people. It is the largest constituency in the country, for crying out loud. And so, as the communication officer for that constituency, for the constituency, you need to be, getting people's buy-in into the constituency and getting the media to cover the stories. It is possible. You should be able to do that. If you have failed at doing that, or if you've been unable, I don't like to say fail. If you have been unable to do that, then it begs for a lot of questions about your competence.
Communication also needs funding. I mean,
it needs funding
for you to work. I think that'll be my last question to you. What is are you going to put in place to make sure that the communication wing of the party, when elected as a deputy, what are you going to do to raise money to fund your activities?
So, like you rightly said, communication needs funding, and if you are not funded, you cannot do what you want to do. For instance, the Dome-Kwabenya TV we want to do, carrying our own stories. I mean, the cameras are expensive. Put people out there. You need to pay them for covering because you need professionals to do the work, and stuff like that. So you are saying that we can have a policy of getting, and we will suggest to the CEC, and one of the chairman hopefuls have taken that initiative very strongly and is going about, talking about it. We need to have, an regular oil funding the engine for 2024. So one of the chairman hopefuls, and if I pray strongly that he wins, is suggesting that, look, we should identify 500 people within the constituency, from Abokobi to Paraku, to Oko, to adopt the constituency and give us 100 cedis every month. In a month, that is 50,000 cedis. In a year, that is 600,000 cedis. I have not heard any candidates for chairman espousing this kind of idea about resourcing the party because it's crucial. It is the largest constituency, and if you want to do something, you need to be doing it in maybe 2 times or in 2 folds. If, for instance, a constituency like Amasaman, or Amasaman is also large, a constituency like Okaikwe South or Okaikwe North is doing something, we in Dome-Kwabenya need to do it 2 or 3 times before it can reach everybody. So, saying that 100 people, 500 people give us 100 cedis every month. In a year, it's 600,000 cedis. I believe strongly that if we have this happening, it will be, I think there will be people we can get that can give more, actually. If we have this happening, we can fund some of these things. And not only that, some of us will also, make the appeal to people who believe in our policies. Because when you are doing things right, I believe strongly that when you are doing things right, you will get the support that you need. And so it's about starting and having people believe in you that you can do the things right. And I believe strongly that going into the 2024 elections, the interest that is in Dome-Kwabenya, we can get the adequate funding and to provide the necessary logistics to carry out the plans that we as the communication setup or the communication bureau want to carry out.
Okay, I'll come back to you for your final words, but let me take these messages. I've been monitoring interviews concerning this NDC elections, and I must say I've seen a lot of young people contesting to lead the party. That is a great sign to tell you that the youth is gradually arising, and they are arising for Ghana through their political parties. I wish the gentleman in the studio well in his bid to lead the party in the Dome-Kwabenya constituency. MAKAFUI is the best choice to lead us when it comes to the communication. With him and any other person who wins the communication office, his plans for the party will make sure that we win the election. I urge all delegates to vote MAKAFUI as he contests for the position. Anita, that's the name that came with it. Good morning, gentlemen. I think the gentleman, it's quiet. It's too simple for this job. He looks more of a secretary than a communication officer. But then I like his articulation. The point is that we need communication is not about just shouting, but saying the right thing. Thank you very much for your message. Kafi, final words to the people of Dome-Kwabenya.
So final words to the people of Dome-Kwabenya. Let me first of all thank them so much. The delegates of Dome-Kwabenya. Let me thank them so much for allowing us into their spaces to campaign and tell them what our plans are. Sometimes I mean, they wait very late in the night till very late in the night just to get us to come and talk to them. And let me thank them very much for their patience and their commitment to the party work. They are all. It shows that they are very much upbeat about 2024 and they have a keen interest in who becomes their executives to lead the constituency. Come Sunday is the election day, but before that the youth and women's conference will happen on Saturday, and then the next day will be the elections for all other portfolios. And so I am entreating the delegates of Dome-Kwabenya.
Can you use the camera for me?
Okay, so I am entreating the delegates of Dome-Kwabenya that you look no further than voting for MAKAFUI KLUTSEY to become your deputy communication officer, so that we can all work together and put Dome-Kwabenya, position the NDC in Dome-Kwabenya to win the 2024 elections. Mpese me damase se ya munyambre ana mutu mumresi wo se mubetie yen campaign rounds aye ni na no ya damase bebre na Sunday na me adom na se wo ba the constituency conference e wa Atomic Park make sure say you don't look anywhere, say obeto aba amame MAKAFUI KLUTSEY na mabeye mo deputy communication officer na together no ye betimi Abujumaden na for 2024 was say 2024 elections ne there by all means I was say NDC yetimi din kunimo Dome-Kwabenya na enya MP na ontimi embeboa Dome-Kwabenya for every an absentee MP ayewosisi ano na you know, we can all be happy at the end of the day. So thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, MAKAFUI. It's the NDC for Dome-Kwabenya. As some you see, Ochamini Asimbia cannot say Nana Masumwa. It's Dome-Kwabenya delegates Masumwa. MAKAFUI KLUTSEY say Montone Swaba as deputy communication officer. Emma party number 2, right?
Number 2 on the ballot.
On the ballot paper. And see, Bombardier say Obeto Abano Amano. Meda say Obeka Yensa and Anopi. Now your catcher says that should be Obi. We need deputy communication officer now. Now your friend is Ombra. Nienka Ghana Sema on country and say, why you busy? Politicians they are Musubano.
Oh.
Anyway, I had a think about ABC and Anopi. Meda say Unyamre. Ejembre edne ebomu edidwumedie no edidwumedie nyina esia no bana ochina active morning ebeto aso with Mami Abena Fabia. I said na watwe hu na che ochina ogiremu den obeje na konwa na onemo atwetwe enkomo ewo morning show no so meda production team nyina se shooter no me producer Clement Johnson Moses Too Sweet Clifford Obibia Daniel munyina meda masem mo ba madwedie no ye de ba me de neje ni boaten eje nyame ya adoma ochina active morning show will continue. Remember not to do what you will not like your neighbor to find out. Stay active and see beyond.